NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Yeah. Thanks to the National Lotteries Authority, Grenada, and today announcing the Playway with Multi-X add-on. So for those of you in Grenada, from today, you could take advantage of the Multi-X add-on to Playway. You could win up to 5 times the total, right? 5 times the total. It's great. Check it out right now, guys. It's available anywhere you buy Lotto. The National Lotteries Authority supporting sports culture and nation building. Support the games of the NLA. Oh, Noel Charles, I just love it when you call me Kweku. Thank you. How you doing? Big up, Rena. Thank you so much. Guys, today we have an interesting conversation. And we have the man himself, Cam Jones. We're going to be talking about something that happened about 2 weeks ago, right? I spoke about it. I did a whole vlog on it and my opinion on it. But as of 2 days ago or so, there was a news release by the NNP, the New National Party, speaking out about this particular incident that occurred, right? The incident alleged that Mr. Cam Jones walked into the private meeting that was held and started to live stream. So I think it's very important that we do, in fact, bring on Mr. Cam Jones. And also, I must say that we also made an attempt to get clarification. I call Mr. Roland Bola. I called him a couple times today. I didn't get him. But we're still looking for a response as well, or an explanation, additional information on that. So we're still going to have the platform open if there are to be, if there's going to be any follow-up about that particular letter. So a lot to talk about, guys. Also, we're going to open up the phone lines because this has been an ongoing debate for the past couple of days, guys. This has been an ongoing debate as to why did Cam Jones show up at a particular meeting with the former prime minister and he wasn't invited. There was also allegation that the meeting was a private event and he wasn't welcome there, right? So a lot to discuss, man. And also, guys, I'm going to open up the phone line shortly. But during the conversation to get your guys' view on this. Okay, so a lot to discuss, a lot to digest, Yes. Kathleen, thank you so much. Thank you. Wyatt, thank you so much. Yes, thank you. So you share. After you share, guys, I want you to tell me. After you share, I want you to say I share. Right? I share, so I'll know that you share, and I know where you share from. I'll big you up. Because there are a lot of supporters and viewers from Georgetown, Guyana. Big up my friends and new supporters and followers from Georgetown, Guyana. Big up yourself. Thank you so much. Rose Ship, how you doing? Kathleen Thomas, thank you for sharing. Glenda Renee, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you. 473, big up yourself. Wendy Charles, I love you. Thank you so much, Wendy. By the way, I love everybody, all right? I love everybody. So I don't want nobody else to say, oh, why I ain't say I love them. I love everyone, okay? Okay. All right, guys, let's not waste any more time. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much, Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Asia Noel. How you doing, Asia? Charmaine, big up yourself. Josanne, Josie McKee. Yes. All right, guys. I ain't sharing, but a tag. Okay, Lacey G. All right, let's bring on the man himself, Mr. Cam Jones, because we have to talk. Cam, we have to talk. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine, thanks, Junior. It's always a pleasure to be on your a widely listened to and viewed platform. I'm always happy to be here to have a conversation.
Yeah. Well, Kim, you've been in the news, on the blog, on the internet 2 weeks ago. And I saw the video, and I did a vlog on it because I kind of wanted to normalize the conversation of having, opposition representative go into meetings and ask questions. So I think that is a regular thing. And I thought that this whole situation died down until 2 days ago. We received a press release that I'm going to read shortly, about the meeting that you went to and you live stream, right? So before we get into all of this stuff, Kim, tell us what transpired, what happened, and why were you there at that particular meeting with the former prime minister?
Right. So it's important to put this all into context.
Yes.
Firstly, people must know that this meeting was about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And it's still news in the scheme of things, but it speaks to desperation when one would then do a press release 2 weeks after to throw out there to misinform the general public. It must also be known that it was a public meeting. It was publicly advertised, promoted on a PA system, inviting people to come forward and be a part, come and attend this meeting at the Brizan Community Center. That is how I got to know. In fact, about 5 or 6 people, while this PA system was promoting this meeting, broadcasting this meeting, recorded that promo and sent to me to say, Kim Jones, well, the man having a meeting, a public meeting, a community meeting to talk about cost of living, to talk about community centers, to talk about a number of other things, right? It must also be made clear that I did not utter a word to anyone at that particular meeting. All right. Also, it is a fact I did live stream the meeting because if it is, and as it was, a public meeting, the content of that meeting is a public consumption. So there is no restriction as to live broadcasting or putting that information out there. If it's a private meeting, then I would not be there.
Right.
So that must be made clear.
Okay, so because here on the press release, he said, at the time of this incident, the New National Party was staging a private indoor party meeting, which was not publicly advertised or otherwise promoted as a public event. That is specifically there in the press release that was sent out.
Right. So, and that's a lie. But the NNP is accustomed to lying, so I'm not surprised. It was a lie. And look, Junior, I have been in this business for quite a while. And people know me. I would not go into a private meeting of no political party if I am not invited. I have enough sense in my, maybe my small pinky finger or something of that sort to know not to go there. So I would not. But it was a publicly advertised meeting. But here it is. I went to that funeral of Javel, that young man who went to Cuba and, he died, sadly so, in Gove. And on my way down, I decided to pop in, right, to listen in and to also live stream, because I thought because the meeting is a public meeting, it should be for public consumption. It was poorly attended, and I could understand Keith Mitchell and the NNP's anger and frustration because the world was able to see that this dying breed, in my belief, was not able to bring out great many people in an area that historically he's a very popular guy there. So he was not able to bring out many people to that meeting. Further to that, I was able to capture 2 unpatriotic statements that were made by Keith Mitchell during that meeting. And it's causing his camp to be very uncomfortable. And even those who are hardcore NNP, they know that is his modus operandi, but they never expected him to openly say those things on in such a forum. So to call members of parliament who were actually elected, who won their seats for the NDC, and they became ministers of government and so on, to call them hungry, that is sad, because they're somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's son. In other words, they're Grenadians. But that is how Keith Mitchell has always seen our Grenadian brothers and sisters. He would look down on them to give the impression that he was born rich and that he, for whatever reason, was in this elite class, and he ended up in Howard and he lectured there, and he was born rich. But we know that Keith Mitchell was a poor black boy from Happy Hill, and nothing wrong with that. He moved from there and he upped himself, gained certain things. But a person who went through that kind of struggle will never call another person, another young man or young woman, hungry or look down on them as though they're nothing. He went on to make another unpatriotic statement when he used words to the effect that people know him. If he knew he was going to lose the election, the NDC would not have met a pregnant treasury there, as they call it, pregnant treasury. He would have spent that money on projects and other things. In other words, that is how he operates generally. But he used words to that effect. It is so unpatriotic because you expect, if you have a government in power, they should kind of leave a foundation for the other government to take off and continue governing the country. So I was able to expose that. But amazingly, not one media outfit in Grenada actually did a story or commented on these two unpatriotic statements made by the former prime minister, by the leader of the opposition. Because it's not in the interest.
We'll get deeper into that, right? But I'm still stuck on this line right here, Kim. They're saying, and it clearly states here, at the time of the incident, the New National Party was staging a private Indo-party meeting, which was not publicly advertised.
And it's a lie.
And you have audio?
Of course.
So why would they make that statement here? Why would they put this information out in a press release, send it out to the media? I even got this press release. All other medias got this press release. Why would they blatantly send this out if they know that they would have information that could refute this information that they put out here? This is clear.
But not only that, the person who did that press release, who wrote this thing up, has a problem with grammar. Not only that, it seems as though they just quickly put something together. In fact, that's the first time I see they put a press release with my center name in. My second name, Kem Kendon Jones. I suppose they're learning about me. Nevertheless, this press release, Junior, was put out there to scare someone or people who may venture to go to these public meetings organized by this particular party, in my belief. Because if you read the last paragraph, it calls into question the motive, why they put this thing out there. The NNP intends to continue its round of meetings in every constituency. Therefore, to avoid any reoccurrence or escalation, we are seeking the intervention of the RGPF in ensuring that this type of provocation and disruption to a meeting does not reoccur. Our party and its leadership may be unable to control the emotions of individual supporters and the outcome of further provocations if this trend is allowed to continue unaddressed. This particular last paragraph speaks to a desperate party who wants to be relevant, and maybe they believe they can back up this tree, and they know it's a Gugu tree. They know I'm tough. They would not succeed, but it's clear that they want to scare somebody, not me, because they know they cannot scare me. Once there is a public meeting in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, I am free to attend, no matter who. NNP, NDC, PLM, GULP.
Yeah.
Was a publicly advertised meeting, a public meeting. If it was an NNP meeting, they would not go about with a PA system inviting people. I could tell you that.
I'm stuck at that. There's a line here. At the time of the meeting, Kem Kenton Jones, political activist and talk show host, entered the meeting uninvited and proceeded to engage in several disruptive acts.
You know, Junior, what's amazing is that I was there streaming for the longest while. That entire, I don't know, I can't even remember the length of the stream, but I think you might have an idea because you did a piece
Right, yeah.
on it where you got almost 40,000 people or so viewing it, right? I am saying it was a good 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, or maybe a little more. And I stayed there and I did that without anybody saying anything to me, without me saying nothing to anybody. I never said anything to anybody there. In fact, when Dr. Mitchell realizes it was me at the back end, the back door end of that meeting, he, humorously said, "That young man over there, you have a question to ask me?" And when he said so, and in fact, I think the recording picked up that, captured that. When he said so, I did not even utter a word. I cut off the live stream and I exited. And then they realized I was there, In other words, there were about 10, 15 people at the back of me, and they did not cuss, they did not quarrel, they did not insult me, they did not, nothing. It was very, very peaceful. But I know why they're making this a big thing. Remember, I was an executive member of the NNP, the youngest executive member of the NNP. I stood up to Keith Mitchell. I challenged him on a constitutional ground, the constitution of the NNP, the party. You see what is happening to Delma Thomas and the other people? Keith Mitchell is notorious for that kind of bad behavior. So I challenge him, and up to today, he can't recover from that because it was the first time that, in the 21st century, so to speak, that this young man could challenge this de facto dictator, in my belief, right? But not only that, and I vow from then on to remove Keith Mitchell and the NNP from power, and hence the reason I took on that task of public education, awareness, disseminating credible information. And I became the Dan Gagan in this business of talk show in Grenada, Carriacou, PT Martin. That's what it is. And I was able to prove to him that I could beat him and get the Grenadian people to that place where they can, kick him out of office. So he's hot. Keith Mitchell is a hot man, a hot, ageable man who can't recover from the fact that this young guy who was never involved in politics could just come on the scene, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his young team of men and women, right, could come on the scene and just beat him badly and beat the NMP badly. He cannot recover from that. And as a result, there is demarcation lines set up for Kem Jones. So I can't go into a political meeting, or I can't go into a public meeting, or I can't go into no meeting at all because it's Kem Jones. If, in fact, if it was another person who went to that meeting and do the same thing, you would not hear anything about that because it's Kem Jones after all. And it scares reasonable thinking people because you want a democracy that's healthy. If you're NNP, you should be able to attend any meeting of the government or the NDC once it's public.
Yes.
And you should be able to freely ask your questions. For example, I give you a typical example. And that speaks to unity. It speaks to community activism. It speaks to pulling together and build. There was a group of people outside of my area here. They're known NNP. They were cleaning the area, my area here. It's a good thing. They're NNP, so what? I didn't go and cut glass or clean like that, but I brought them some drinks, wine and beers and so on. I said, drink, have a fun. And they said, boy, Kem, I didn't know. But I said, that's how I am. It's not about just the NNP or the NDC thing. It's a good thing. It's healthy if somebody from the NNP or 2 or 3 people can go to an NDC meeting,
yes,
or a town hall meeting and engage and ask questions. In fact, that would make them more mature in the eyes of people. People will see them as serious in the eyes, in Grenada, in Carriacou, in Petit Martinique, and throughout. I am saying there is no biggie here. If it was another Grenadian citizen who went into that meeting, you would not hear anything about it. Nothing whatsoever. But the mere fact that 2 weeks after, they put out that press release, it speaks to desperation, and it also says that they are grabbing at straw. That is what it actually signals. And Grenadians, you are the judge. If you look carefully at the comments on the Mikey Live, for example, because he published, look at the comments. 99% of the people defended your humble servant. And everywhere they post this thing, Grenadians defended me because they know, in fact, somebody post there that this thing was publicly advertised. It was publicly promoted on a PA system, and they're asking the question, but that's not the same meeting that was advertised and promoted and published. And you know? So the Grenadian people, they are sensible enough to step in, because I have not been out there trying to defend this, because I know I've done nothing wrong. But I also know that the NNP is right now a dying breed, and they are desperate for relevance because NDC is doing so much of positive things in this country. In fact, all the criticism and because the NNP is good at tearing down and criticizing and that kind of stuff. They're not good at building and promoting positivity and so on. They're not good at that.
Right.
So they're running out of style and steam when it comes to criticizing, because so much of good things are happening in Grenada. So they want to make Kem Jones a focus at this point in time. Junior, never you forget, these people, when I say these people, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the NNP party, but surrogates of the NNP, activists of the NNP, foot soldiers of the NNP. They design an entire Facebook page to smear Kem Kendon Jones, only me. And then when they realize they can't get to me, they give NDC a punch here and there, and they go back to me.
Right.
They actually created an entire video of me eating and stuff. I mean, they took videos of me being in Brazil, Colombia, Japan, Singapore, China, Canada, England. I mean, all over the place. And they put that together and they said to people, well, look at what Kem does do with your pledge, with your money. Eating, he like to eat. Eating, not knowing that these photos were put together from all different places when I was, working in different capacities and throughout. But that is how desperate the NNP is. But it's sad.
I believe it's an attack, Kem, but you have to expect that, Kem.
I agree.
On your program, you're not very nice to Dr. Keith Mitchell and the NNP, and you have to expect that. You go face the fire.
Of
right?
course. And I'm prepared for it.
Did you expect going into that meeting? Did you think that they would have welcomed you with open arms? What was your expectation?
Well, look, Junior, Grenadians are very good at talking, but when it comes to being violent or being unkind or not being warm to each other, that is not traits that the Grenadian people have.
True.
We are not violent. We are not, animal-like.
True.
We might have our differences politically. For example, like your typical example, when I meet Peter David, man, is hug and embrace, but we have different views. We're on different political sides, right? But that's how we are, Grenadian. In fact, when I went to, remember that birthday party, Dr. Mitchell's mom's birthday party?
That was, okay, yes, I remember that.
And that birthday party was also publicly advertised for the Boucher-Jou playing field. Right? Open space, open everything. And mind you, when I went there, I was warmly welcomed. No one attacked me. No, in fact, Dr. Mitchell's son invited me for a drink. Right there. Kennedy Bulldog or Bulldog, whatever his name is. Yeah, he said, Kim, just Peter, all those guys. And I was en route to the north of the island, and I decided to pop in because I follow everything that's happening in Grenada, and I knew it was publicly advertised, it was open, and I knew where it was. So I decided to just pop in and pop out, right? And that became a big thing. But when I was there in the moment, I was warmly welcomed. I was not treated in any unfair way, any violent way, any disrespectful way by none of the NNP supporters who were there. And same thing at that meeting in Brizan Community Center. I was not attacked. I was not insulted. I was not nothing. The people were very warm. So you have to ask yourself, but where are these things coming from? You understand? Why should you be restricted from going to these meetings? And mind you, these things would not stop. Keith Mitchell or the NNP putting out a release would not stop me. If NNP has a open public meeting, or the opposition leader, if he has an open public meeting, I will go to that meeting. And they would not stop me from going to that meeting.
Right.
Because it is a public meeting. In fact, they call on the RGPF to intervene and be a part of this. They believe that the Royal Grenadier Police Force is some kind of what? Some kind of clown show or some kind of papi show. There's no law that was broken here. In fact, I have not uttered a word at that meeting, you know, brother. Not a word.
So the other thing where it was said that you were being disruptive, that was not the case either.
No, not a word. In fact, if I was being disruptive, it would have been captured on the live recording.
Right.
Because remember, I was doing the live recording with a phone. So I had the phone in my hand. If I speak, then you would hear anything I say. In fact, my driver came and told me, well, you ready to roll? And I said to him, hold on. You know, that kind of thing there. That's the driver of the vehicle that I was in. But that's the only thing you hear there. But if I was disruptive, then easily you would know. The recording is proof of that. But they know what they're doing is mendacious. They know what they're doing is totally false and misleading. But they believe there is unsuspecting people out there, folks who are going to grab this. Because, look, there are people who hate me and there are people who like me. And you can't run away from that.
Right.
You have to bear in mind that the NNP has between 25,000 to 30,000 solid supporters.
Right.
And they ain't like my best blood or the best attire that I would wear. Because to them, I'm guilty of working overnight to get rid of Keith Mitchell and the NNP. And they see me as, you understand the point? And that's a fact.
Yeah.
But there are people out there, just like the NDC, 25 to 30,000 people or so, they love me. And there are those who in the middle who say, boy, I like that man, I like he vibes. So I have to expect those things. But it would not break me. In fact, controversy makes Kem Jones. When things are controversial, anytime there's a controversy,
right, my
viewership goes up.
Right.
People want to know about Kem Jones. When you Google and you search, there are 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, 40,000 people look for Kem Jones.
So was that the reason why you went there, to build more content?
No, that's not the reason. I mean, I genuinely went in that particular meeting, because I wanted to hear what this guy really had to say.
Right.
Because he had a similar meeting in St. Patrick and other places. So as he came kind of closer, I really wanted to go to hear what this individual had to say. Because I know, he was badly beaten. There's a move within his party to get rid of him because they always see him as the reason why they lost. And there's this tag of war. NNP right now is in a mess, it's a wreck. And that is why people are embracing Delma Thomas' style of politics and not Keith Mitchell's tribal politics or divisive politics, right? So I just wanted to go there to hear what the guy had to say. It was not because of Delma. I'm already popular out there. Everybody knows Kem Jones and so on. It was not really because of that. But I'm saying to you, I'm stating a fact. Controversy for me is very good. Right. Anytime it becomes controversial, my ratings go off the roof. I get 10,000 more people to view me and follow what I do. And that is what I want. Because when they come to listen to me, I speak, I go into depth and I speak reality, and they can understand, they can relate to what I am talking about, and then they don't leave. It's like you come in a person's home and you get a nice coconut slush, and every time you go back, you want a coconut slush or a nice oil down. They catch you. And that is what tends to happen once they come on my platform. they can't go. They want it. It's like a bush tea in the morning, supper in the evening, and that's what it is.
Do you believe, Kem, that one of the things that's agitating about your live stream that you did of the former Prime Minister was that when you look at him and when you look at the background, there was no other ministers in the back there that was supporting him. He was there by himself. They didn't have much people. Do you think that that was the main difference that is pissing people off? If it
No,
was a different situation, if it was a rally and he had all his supporters and the place was packed, do you think that you would have gotten the same response?
no. In fact, if it was ram-packed, you would not hear anything about Kem Jones. It was poorly attended. But you see, Keith Mitchell is a lonely guy. He's a lonely, elderly man. I don't want to call him old man because some people have a problem with that. He's a lonely, elderly guy who is almost out politically. And as a result, he still thinks, I must say, he still thinks that he is popular and he's relevant. Huh? Don't fool yourself. Because people like that still believe that they have some kind of life in them politically. But here it is. You made a very good observation. It was poorly attended, one. None of the elected members of parliament were there. The only person who I think I saw was this senator guy that they appointed. It's a young guy.
Yeah.
Some young man, right? I think I saw him to the front. But by and large, Keith Mitchell is a lonely guy. You would expect Keith Mitchell having a meeting like that. And if it was a party meeting, in fact, you would have seen one or two party officials there. Why there weren't any party official in that meeting? The Roland Bowler, the who and who. I mean, something ain't right. You understand? I mean, it's amazing. But I was able to capture that moment and show Grenadians that this guy is lonely and NNP is a dying breed.
Guys, if you're watching us right now, we want you to participate in the conversation. You could call the number 718-701-5720. So we're speaking to Kem Jones. And what happened just a few weeks ago, about two and a half weeks ago, was that he walked into a meeting, which he said, and a number of other witnesses to it said that the event was publicly advertised, right? We don't have any video or audio to verify. We don't have that clip to verify that it was publicly advertised, but a number of people said so. Kem Jones said as well that he heard the advertisement on it. He went to the meeting, started to live stream the meeting. That happened. And 2 weeks after this, which was 2 days ago, we received a press release from the New National Party condemning the action of Kem Jones and his disruptive actions primarily, and that he went into a privately held meeting. Now, Kem is saying that it was not a privately held meeting. It was, in fact, a publicly advertised meeting. We got a call on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Canada.
Go right ahead, Canada.
I placed the question in the comments and I was expecting for you to ask him, but I didn't see, so I just called.
No problem.
Kem, good afternoon, and good afternoon, Junior. Now, the question is, if the meeting was a private meeting, who and how was Kem Jones informed about this meeting for him to know that meeting will be there at such time, at such place? Secondly, if it was a private meeting and Kem went in the meeting, was it forced entry for him to enter? And thirdly, on entering, if it was a private meeting, was there a brawl? And the last is, when there is a private meeting, in most cases, all doors are closed. How was he able to? That's my question. I would like for Kem to answer this.
Thank you, caller. Kem?
Well, Junior, I think the caller is on point. Because one, the two doors were open. Anybody could go in. Anybody. In fact, I can tell you, there were 3 NDC known supporters, women, female, who were actually there and who confirmed that they were there to me when this whole thing became a issue. Say, hey, Kem Jones, we were there, listening in. And I see no problem with that. Not only that, if it was a private meeting, there will be some form of security.
Right.
Right? And that's kind of common sense. Okay? You don't want anybody to just walk in. Because remember, it's a community center. It's kind of open. 2 doors and, that kind of thing. But, I mean, they know that it was not a private meeting. They know that. And I did not go in there to have a conversation with anybody. In fact, Dr. Mitchell asked me, young man, when he really discovered I was there, young man, do you have a question to ask me? I refused to ask him a question and I left. That is the level of maturity that I have.
A lot of people said, Kim, in many ways, this could have been used in their favor, because I've always stated that politics is about addition, not subtraction and not division, right? You always have to expand on your base, and the fact that you have so much viewers and followers, that could have been used in their best interest, because even if 10 individuals watch your platform and say, "Oh, what he said made a lot of sense, made me convert from NDC to NNP," it could have been used in their favor.
Yeah.
But it was taken the opposite. It was taken as if there was no positive, or there could be no positive that would have derived from something like that.
Yeah, but Junior, you have to remember, if another person went there and did the very same thing, you would not even know about that. It would not even be announced or said. They know that I'm popular. Hence the reason they're making it a big thing. But they also know that I'm controversial from time to time too. Huh? So don't fool yourself with that. They know what they're doing. Huh? They know.
We got a call. Call elaborate on it, from.
Good night. Junior, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, Mr. Jones.
Good night.
Yes, sir. I just want to chime in based on what I really want to know, what is private and what is not private. Our meeting at that magnitude could be private when you have a PA amplifier inside of the committee center for people to hear what's going on. Kim, you didn't have to go in public, you could have just stay out there and record.
Yeah.
But you're present inside. So Kim, you have to worry. So I'm just listening and it's just a laughter. So it cannot be private when you have an amplifier inside it and people staying in the road and the community center is close to the road and people outside hearing everything and happening. So that cannot be private. So there's somebody in trouble. So go to legal item, somebody here from the barrister. And if you want me to represent you, I will do that easy on my knees. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
But Junior, do not underestimate the intelligence of the Grenadian people home and abroad. This gentleman, again, is making a very, very important point. That is, there was a public address system in there. There was a box and a mic and everything. So you could have actually stayed on the roadside and hear what was being discussed inside there. That's another valid point.
Yeah. Again, 718-701-572. Just someone asked why you left when Keith asked you if you have a question for him.
Well, you see, Junior, I am also tactical and strategic. And I know Keith Mitchell inside out. I could take dirty mud and make Keith Mitchell. Huh? I could go in the man under the mangrove and them down there and choose and pick out the dirty mud and make this man. So I knew if I had just attempted to open my mouth there, it would have been a different ballgame. Even if I asked him, well, how are you doing, sir? How is your day? Mm-hmm. How are you feeling after you were badly beaten at the polls? I mean, reasonable questions. If I ask him, I'm telling you, it would have been a bigger news because Keith tactically was looking for me to then open my mouth. And then, but better I open my mouth because they still saying it's provocation. My silence was provocation. Better I really open my mouth and ask him a question.
Danny McIntosh is asking, why was Kem invited to Keith Mitchell's mother's birthday? He looked for confusion.
Well, as I stated earlier, George, it was a public invitation to everybody.
Right.
The people who went to the Prime Minister's mom's birthday event. It's a public thing. In fact, I was in St. George's, and I have two friends who are known to, like free drinks, so to speak. And they say, boy, they're going up and drink. But they're not NNP or NDC. They just love free drinks and they decide they're going up there. In fact, I saw them up there, right? So it was a publicly advertised thing. Come and celebrate with my mother. She is X, Y, and Z. And look, as I stated, when I went there, Junior, I'm a very sincere and honest person. Not one NNP person disrespect me. Not one. There was no violence, no disrespect. No. In fact, they welcome. They say, come and have a drink. Keith Mitchell's son said, come, let's have a drink. And I told him, well, no, I'm heading up north. And then there are one or two others who, come, let's have a drink. It was never confrontational. I never felt unsafe in that kind of environment. But we're living in a democracy. And we are free to be a part of any assembly once it's public. If it is private, I would not go.
Right. We've got a caller line. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grenada. Good night, Junior. Good night, Kim.
Good night.
Yeah, man, I just want to say that, man, I'm a Grenadian, and I feel too shame for Dr. Keith and what he getting on right there. This is a real laughing stock. And I hope that people will learn from this and that they will allow people to really come together and share different views, understand different perspectives, and make all of us as Grenada come together as one and move forward. This is a real laughing stock. I ain't gonna lie. Big up, Kim. We're with you.
All right. Got another caller right there. Let's take this other caller and then you respond. Caller, you live, where are you calling us from? Hello? Caller, listen to us on the phone lines. You want to mute your TV, you mute your computer, and listen to us on the phone line, okay? So we don't get that feedback. Hello?
Yes.
Your background, hold on. Before you speak. Hold on, caller. Before you speak, lower your TV down.
Yes.
Your computer, just lower it down all the way down.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yes. Good night, Junior, and good night, Kim.
Yes.
My statement, I'm calling from New York.
Yes.
And my comment tonight is that why we Grenadians beating up ourselves over, this political thing. There is so much good things going on in Grenada right now. The progress and the transformation that is going on in Grenada right now. And some people is taking this minor issue and making it a big issue. To me, I look at it like we can learn from each party. I don't see nothing wrong what Kem Jones did going into a public. There is a difference between public and private. I don't see nothing wrong him going there, publicly listening, because we can learn from each party. Why NDC cannot go into a NNP party and just listen, or NNP comes into an NDC party and just listen? He did not assault anyone. He did not create no scene. He went there. It was a public thing, and he listened. We could disagree and we could agree, because what Kit said, it was very deplorable. It was not nice knowing that this young cabinet of people, which he is the one that been in power for almost 30-something years. He should be in charge and said, you know what? Let me help these young people forward. Let me help these young people progress, because he'd been in the game for a long time. And then what he said was very deplorable, because people in the diaspora here listened to his comment and it was very utterly bad. So my point is, why bitter over that scene about Kem Jones going there and listening? It is a public thing. Public and private is two different things. He did not assault anybody. He did not, yell and behave badly. He went there, and as Kem Jones said, look how it is. And NNP, even Kit's son invited him for a drink, and they went in there. Why can't harmony and peace be still in our country? Why this hostility over these minor petty things? Why we don't learn from each other? These things is just petty stuff, and we have a country to transform. We have a country to clean up instead of this minor petty stuff. If we keep doing this, Junior, we Grenadians would not move forward. If we continue this petty things and this minor stuff, we would not go forward. This country would not transform if we stay like this. Yes. We have to change. Whoever in power We have to respect the fact, hey, Grenadians speak, the voters speak. We can't do nothing about it. It's just in America here. When we have Republicans and Democrats, whoever is in there, we just have to go with the flow. So this thing with Kim Jones is just minor and petty. That's all I have to say to this afternoon.
Appreciate you so much. And
yeah, Junior was laughing because Linda, James, I think, she said NNP, they don't even know the difference between private and public. You know, it's just sad.
Yeah. Sherry Ann Lee Houston is saying if there was anything valid to say, then they would have embraced the free promo. And I think that's what I'm saying. It could have been an opportunity, because an opportunity to bring across a message that would then probably be embraced by your audience, because you have a vast audience. But it wasn't taken like that. But I've noticed a few comments there, and I would like to get this person, if they could call in, because listen, this is not a praise Kim conference going on right here, right? This is an open conversation. So if you have anything to the contrary to say, you might have a very valid point, right? You may have a very, very valid point. Let's hear your point. Call us up. Instead of just throwing shades on the chat, call us up and state your point. That's what we're doing right now, okay? Caller, you live, where you calling us from? All right, that person hung up. All right. Caller, you live, where you calling us from? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Caller, you live. Go right ahead. Hello? All right. That caller got cold feet. Let me see if I get this caller.
Plain and simple. To me,
hello, caller?
This is just a gimmick.
Hello?
He's just trying to
hold on,
use
caller. Start back
to
over
shadow
again.
the real thing.
Caller, start back over again. We didn't hear nothing that you said before that. So start back all over again.
Okay. Good evening to you and Kim.
Yes.
Hi, good evening.
And the meeting.
Yes.
The meeting was announced throughout the villages.
Okay.
It was a public meeting. All right?
Right.
And I am just seeing this as a gimmick. It's like a shadow. Because this don't even call for, and you know, as a old politician who was there for years, that people tend to look up to, he should do much better than that. You are going down in age, and you should stop trying to divide the country. The country is much too small for this. We don't need this, right? We don't need this bickering. We don't need this back and forth. Mm-hmm. Respect yourself and respect others, all right?
Thank you, caller.
And I think it's time. Mm-hmm. Time now. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you, caller. Again, we're looking for folks that you may have very different opinion to what is being said here. This is not praise Kim conference. This is not a hip hooray Kim going on here. This is a conversation. So I saw Donnie McIntosh have a difference of opinion. Please, I'm asking you to call in, because I want to understand the perspective that you may have contrary to possibly what Kim is saying right now. This is how we have a good conversation and a good debate. Kim, you heard what the two callers said there. What's your point?
Well, I mean, Junior, you know me, I'm always open to contrary opinion or opinions. You know, people don't have to agree with what I have to say, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we got another call on the line. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Canada.
Go right ahead, Canada.
I'm calling to say that with this NDC and the NMP problem, Grenada is just one country. The people in Grenada is one. All they have to do, the NDC is trying to fix Grenada. They're trying to make Grenada get better. They're trying to move Grenada forward. For what I see is like NMP need to stop it and come together and try to help build Grenada. They're in power for a long time, and it's like, come together, they're only making problem, and it does not make no sense. It's like they're trying to divide Grenada, and then this one fighting against this one, and this one fighting against this one. It does not make sense, Junior. And for Dr. Kate Mitchell, he was in power for such a long time, and it's like he acting like he cannot lose. There is time the people will go against you. They're going to vote for other party to see like other progress. Just come together and stop the problems. Stop the fighting. Stop the arguing. and come together and work together and help build Grenada for the Grenada people. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Again, guys, we want you to call and state your opinion. Don't just be on there and throwing shades, right? If you're strong and solid on your opinion, we want to hear it, because people may have a very strong and valid reason why Kim should not go there, right? And that's what we want to. I want you to state your voice on that. Now, earlier, what I stated on a video that I did, I said that I think that this practice should be normalized. I want to see Sheldon Scott in an NDC meeting. I want to see that Cato guy in an NDC meeting, standing up and facing the politicians. Okay, we got a call.
I think he's Caton.
Caton. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to see Sheldon Scott in jail.
Okay, let's take this call. Caller, your line, where you calling us from?
Junior, you asked me to call in. Danny McIntosh. London.
Danny McIntosh. Yes. Go ahead, Danny. State your point.
I'll tell you two things. Kim Jones is the most divisive person. If you listen to his show,
right,
all he ever does is besmirch the other party. If you're talking about transformation and making the country a better and working together, then sometimes you have to point out the negatives. Not every single thing that the NNP did was bad, and vice versa. Not every single thing that the NDC administration is doing is good. They are making mistakes. So sometimes if you are supposed to be a political commentator, you need sometimes to stop the biasness. And that's what's happening in Grenada. You hear people on the other side as well, whether it be Scott, whether it be Pierre, and everybody has this divide. Let's use people talk about working together. Ken blocked me before the election.
I was looking for him to.
I had a different point of view.
Yeah.
He blocked me from his platform. Why?
Okay.
If you believe in democracy.
Okay. All right. Danny, don't go stand the line. Stand the line, Kim.
No, let me tell you this, Junior. Around the election time, look, I have no tolerance for those NNP supporters like Danny, who is bitter and sour. I believe that him coming on my platform and throw his infantile political X, Y, and Z comments would not get me anywhere. And that is why me blocking him actually helped the NDC to get where they are. So I mean, you did a good job not being there.
Right. Okay. So Danny, let's talk about this now. Right. Why do you think that it was wrong for Kim Jones to go into a publicly advertised meeting? Let's talk about that.
Well, it depends on the capacity that he went there. Did he go as a general member of the public, or did he go there as, I would use the word,
when you say general member of the public, what do you mean by that?
Did he go there as an ordinary individual, or did he go there as Kim Jones?
Well, when you say ordinary, hold on, Danny. When you say ordinary individual, what do you mean by that? Isn't he an individual? Isn't he an ordinary individual?
No, but he's Kim Jones, and
hold on. So isn't Kim Jones an individual, a Grenadian national like you and me, ordinary? Isn't he just an ordinary Grenadian? Besides the fact that he's on radio, he still eat, sleep, and shit, just like any one of us. He's a Grenadian. What makes him different, in your opinion, that he should not be in that particular publicly held event?
Well, if you are unbiased and if you don't hold
unbiased, okay. So
view,
if I, Junior George, was to walk into that meeting and do the same thing, would I be treated the same way?
I doubt it, Junior. I doubt you would be treated the same way.
Why?
Because people don't see you. Not everybody, but people don't see you as being aligned to one particular political party. Your views are, I've heard you criticize NDC, I've heard you criticize NNP, I've heard you criticize Donald Trump, Joe Biden, but Kim Jones doesn't. All he does is the mouthpiece for the NDC, and he's going on about, NDC supporter. He knows nothing about me. He absolutely knows nothing about me or what my affiliation is. All right? So when somebody has a different point of view, sometimes you have to listen.
Right. And I agree, listening different
And
point of views.
he does not do that.
Right. So I
All he
agree,
is a
and I admit,
mouthpiece.
I agree, and I admit that there should be different points of views. I totally agree with that. Hence the reason why I'm saying, why can't we normalize the conversation, or normalize the policy of having different political, whether talking heads or political advocate, whatever you want to call them, to go to different meetings and ask questions. Why can't we normalize that? Because at the end of the day, as I continue to say, it's about addition. It's not about subtraction or division. It's about adding to your base, right? If they didn't know if Kim is probably trying to be a de facto NDC member and walking into an NNP rally, it's just like, he could have been thinking about, what, I'm hearing some good stuff coming in from the NNP. Let me go and really hear what they're saying. Probably I'm interested. They don't know if that was the case. They don't know his presence and what he means by that. And I personally, right?
Oh, come on, Junior. Who are you trying to fool by saying that? He had an ulterior.
I don't know.
You know the man had an ulterior motive, right?
Okay, Kim,
he had
come
an
here.
ulterior motive.
Yeah. Well, Junior, I will release Danny from the Facebook jail that he's in, because he's missing me. I know that. He missed Cam Jones because the program is edifying. The program is just big. So Danny, what's your Macintosh? All right, so I'll release you from Facebook jail. And
no, the reason why I like Danny, the reason why I like Danny, this is the reason why I like Danny, because Danny always has a different perspective.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. They come with me and they come with different perspective. I hate Glory Fest. I hate a rally. I hate a big hoopla of Glory Fest.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And Junior, I want to say also, if my lady tell me she's voting for NNP, me and her done. That's no question. I'm telling you. And if that's me. I am for the NDC because I believe they will take Grenada forward, and I'm strict and firm on that.
Right.
It's just what it is. NNP is a curse to Grenada. And that's what it is. Right?
I have no issues in somebody having their political views or affiliations, etc. But that's that last statement that Ken make there. Again, that's ridiculous, because what he tends to forget is that whether the NNP made mistakes, and they did make mistakes, and I, for one, in the last couple of years have said it's time for Keith Mitchell to go and pass the reins on to somebody else. One of the main factors why the NNP lost the election was because people got fed up with KCM. However, I wouldn't use such derogatory statements and say it's a curse. Grenada recovered on the hurricanes, we had the pandemic and so on and so forth. A lot of good things were done. So don't besmirch and paint all the NNP members or supporters with the same brush. And I think that's the mistake that Kem Jones does. Once he's trying to be more and bring people together, but you're not bringing people together, you are actually causing the divide.
Right.
Grenada is now going through Grenada is going through a phase now where we have a rising gun crimes and violence. Right. In America, what do they have? The Bloods and Crips, the Reds and the Blues. And that's what gets a lot of people.
So let's Danny, let's undertake a project. Let me and you undertake a project to bring people together and so on, and have different things against gun violence, and let's help to build Grenada Caricon Pity Martin. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Make it even better.
I have no issues with that, but we have to put the election, as a lot of people have quite rightly said, the election is over. So why is there so much of a factions on social media, radio and television?
But it happens on both sides. It happens on both sides. It happens on both sides.
I agree with you. Yellow, green, NNP, NDC. Forget about that. When it's time for the next round of election. But if they don't have that now, if Kem doesn't have that now, then he's no longer relevant, if you understand. So he has to have that. I don't hear Kem, he have a radio program playing different music about this, that, and other, or talking points. Why is it always got to be political? There are lots of things going on in Grenada besides the political spectrum.
Yeah, but his program is a political program.
Hold on. Danny, hello.
Okay, let Kem respond.
Yeah, you see, Danny, you have been locked out of the real thing. Remember, I blocked you, So let me unblock you so you could get a taste of all the positive things that are happening in Grenada. Because, look, do you know the name of the program that
I still send your show to me?
Right. Oh, they still sending it to you, but you don't have access.
Nobody
doesn't have access to it. But here it is. But do you know the names of the two programs? Okay, I changed the names, huh? We are now promoting the NDC, promoting the government, and pushing all the positive stuff that they're doing. So I would release you from the jail that you are in, Facebook jail, and bring you back in, and you'll be all cool.
Right. Okay. But
As the uncle will say, I hear you, pa.
In fact, after this program, I'm gonna look for a name and I just release
I'm Black Daddy. I'm Black Daddy. I'm Black Daddy.
Yeah. But Junior, I have to.
I live in the diaspora, right? But I travel to Grenada on a regular basis, and I love my country. All right. And as I said,
I could see that.
The only thing that I don't like about Grenada is the bureaucracy. When you have to do something, it's so complicated. And to be quite frank, I hope your NDC administration sorts some of this bureaucracy out. If you have to buy a piece of land or do some business, everything is a long set of things. Can you imagine in Grenada you still have some paper in the UK we use A4 paper. Grenada, all documents is on some long paper with some.
Well, we're moving into e-copy. In fact, you would not be getting any paper here in very soon time. So that
NDC will get my support for those types of initiatives, right?
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But other stuff, this old time thing about briefcase and fate and all this kind of thing.
So you see, we all, as I said, NNP, NDC, we all love Grenada, you know. But we just have a different way of getting to that part. Like we all want to see Grenada succeed, right? But some people may have a different way of getting there, right? Some people may have a different policy of getting there, but at the end of the day, we are still Grenadians. So I love the fact that Danny called. Danny, your point of view is your point of view, and nobody could knock you for your point of view. Same how I respect Kim, I respect everybody else who stands strong on their point of view. And nobody could deny that. You do have some strong points, and, keep your points. You're probably very constructive. It's constructive to have.
I go and see if I come out of jail.
Well, I'm actually looking for Danny. I want to know what is your display photo?
Danny McIntosh.
A Santa Claus behind there or something? What is that?
Yeah, Santa Claus.
All right.
Your Christmas been so long. I'm lucky. Hi, Danny. So you keep it up, brother. Keep it big up, yeah?
Good night, Cayman.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Right. So I did send Danny a invitation.
Right.
So I did send him an invitation, a friend request. So once he accepts, cool, we're good to go. But Junior, I have to run. So
I know you have to run.
You're
up at 8, not 7. You're up at 8. It's 7 o'clock now.
Yeah, no. The reason why I normally I follow the GBA news.
And I got you. All right. So in conclusion, what do you plan to do going forward with this information that was sent out? Are you going to take it?
Yeah, well, I will take legal action against the NNP and anyone who did publish same, because there are so many things there that is damaging to my good name and character, and it's just fallacious, and they know that it's false totally. I will do that within short order. In fact, I have started that process already. Just a matter of them getting a pre-action letter, and we take it from there.
Okay, we're going to continue to follow it. Kim, thank you for joining us. You up at
always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
All right.
All right, great.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was Kim Jones, guys. He comes up at 8 in the next hour. Talking about all the things that he's been doing and what he plans to. Hopefully, he really unblock Danny for real. I think he will. Guys, you can still call out, still open the line for another 5 minutes or so. Tell me what your thoughts are on this. 718-701-5720. While we wait for a few more calls, let me tell you guys about this. We are getting ready for Carnival, guys. We are getting ready for Carnival. Spice Mass 2023 is in the air, band launching. And this is the official all-inclusive Jab band. It's called Jab in Color. Yeah, Jab in Color. Now, they have a variety of packages. Of course, there is Classy Jab, there is Sassy Jab, and there is Jab We Say, right? So if you want to play with amazing colors for Juve, I say amazing colors Juve, because we do have a Juve band. So that's Sassy Jab right there. You get the horn, you get the top and bottom piece, you get your bag, unlimited drink, jab breakfast, and all of that stuff. You could go to ridebuy.com right now. That's ridebuy.com and get your package. That's RYDEBUY.com and get your package. No. Amazing Colors Monday Night Mass band now, because I know a lot of you guys look forward to this Monday Night Mass. You can play Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. Get your packages. Well, packages are not on sale yet for Amazing Colors. It will be released soon. It will be released soon, but Amazing Colors, the theme is called Liberation. Liberation. It's going to be amazing. Amazing Colors. Don't forget, guys, also that for the first time they're launching Carnival. Where? In New York City. Carnival launch in New York City. It's going to be amazing. Really, really amazing. Get your tickets now. Tickets only $40. Early bird tickets are $40. You could get it at Go to FET or inbox us and we'll tell you where you can get your tickets locally here in New York City. Also, guys, I got to tell you, today is the start of the Playway with Multi-X add-on. For more on that, let's check out the ad.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Carpentry and Cleaning Servicing, providing exceptional carpet and cleaning, floor installation, refinishing, home renovations, drywall, painting, plastering, doors and moldings, electrical and plumbing, and much more. We are a one-stop shop for all your professional needs. Give us a call today on 718-221-5572. That is 718-221-5572. Or you can call our cell on 917-939-3192. Check out our sales on all services. We're located at 218 Schenectady Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Phillips Carpentry and Cleaning Servicing.
Guys, also, let me tell you this. If you have a small business and you want to advertise on Ridealong Live for the month of April, we have a package starting at, listen, you could advertise on this platform for only $40 a week. $40, right? For small businesses, $40 a week. Take advantage of this exceptional offer starting at $40. Of course, it goes right up to get your word out. Don't forget, we reach an excess of 6 million. Yes, 6 million people per month, right? So you could expose your business virally around the world. So send your business viral, advertise on Ridealong Live. For more information, you could contact us at 718-701-5720 or inbox us right here. We'd love to hear from you. Advertise. It pays to advertise. Also, guys, if you're getting married, are you getting married? Are you getting ready to tie the knot? Yeah, we got a word for you.
Top reasons to choose Ridealong Live for your wedding video production. Now, your wedding day is one of the most important days of your life. It is a day that you would want to cherish and remember forever. That's why it's important to choose the right company to handle your wedding video production. Here are some of the reasons why you should choose us. Professionalism. Now, we are a team of experienced professionals who are dedicated to providing high-quality video production services. We have worked with countless couples to capture their special day and create videos that they can cherish for a lifetime. Attention to details. Now we understand that every wedding is unique. That's why we take the time to get to know and understand our client's individual need. We pay attention to every detail, from lighting to song to the editing, to ensure that your video is perfect. Creativity. We are always looking for new and innovative ways to capture that special day. We use the latest equipment and techniques to create a video that are both beautiful and unique. Customization. We understand that every couple has different needs and preferences. That is why we offer customizable packages to meet your every need. We work with you to create a package that meets your budget and your vision. And last but not least, customer satisfaction. Now, our goal is to provide you with a video that you would love. We are committed to customer satisfaction, and we'll work with you in every step of the way to ensure that you're happy with the final product. Choose Ridealong Live for your wedding video production, and let us capture the special day in a way that you can cherish forever. Speak to our dedicated representative. Call 718-701-5720. We travel worldwide. Ridealong Media Group. Always amazing, always exceeding your expectations.